Hello, my name's Francis, also known as FranchizeFX. I'm a big fan of SourceFed and SourceFedNERD, so when I saw that they were doing an anime club, I got pretty excited since I really like anime, so hopefully I can contribute to this episode and episodes in the future, as well as maybe seeing an anime or two I haven't seen before. Should be pretty interesting, so let's get it started. Fullmetal Alchemist is probably one of my top 10 favorite animes of all time, and I think it's the perfect show to watch if you've never seen an anime before. So whether you're somebody who's trying to get your friend to watch an anime, or if you're just somebody who's never seen one before and you're interested in seeing what the big deal is all about, I think this is the perfect show since it's not too weird, too out of it for some people. I think it's a perfect way to start things off with. The show is basically about two brothers who try to bring their dead mother back to life by using alchemy and fail miserably at it. They make a huge mess and they end up losing their bodies literally. The older brother, Edward Elric, loses his left leg, while the younger brother, Alphonse Elric, loses his whole body. So Ed actually ends up giving up his right arm to bring his brother back to life, and he ends up getting his soul and attaching it to his suit of armor. So basically the rest of the show's about their journey on getting their bodies back. Well, their body, arm, and leg back. So, stuff happens, and it's pretty crazy. Ed ends up getting a prosthetic arm and leg, which is called automail in the anime, and he and his brothers start training their alchemy as well as their fighting skills so that they can get stronger. Eventually, Ed becomes a state alchemist so that he and Al can have access to more resources to help find more leads to obtain something called the Philosopher's Stone, which is a magical object that can do some pretty crazy things. Along the way, the brothers meet some new friends, including various alchemists as well as other soldiers in the military, and they also fight some pretty powerful enemies, including beings known as homunculi, which are based off of the 7 deadly sins, as well as an Ishbalan with a scar on his face and a pretty crazy, powerful, and tatted right arm. I think this anime has a little bit of everything, because even though it's really action-packed and there's a lot of fight scenes, I think that the story is actually really deep and there's a lot of character development as the series goes on. There's a lot of funny moments, really funny moments, but there's also plenty of sad moments. And when I mean sad, I mean like tragic sad, like really, really, really sad. Like you'd have to be heartless if you don't at least get teary-eyed at various parts of this anime. I love the idea of this anime, and I love the setting, and I think the music is just amazing. I think it fits the atmosphere of any scene of any episode of this series perfectly, whether it's a warm and uplifting scene, or if it's a dark and tragic scene, or whether they're fighting, or whether they're just talking. I think it fits the tone of every scene it's showing perfectly. And the art style is just beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to watch in motion. It's fluid, it's flawless. I think it's perfect. I love this anime. My favorite part of the anime is obviously the alchemy, but more specifically is the concept of equivalent exchange, where in order to obtain or create something, something of equal value must be lost or destroyed. I love how the Elric brothers respect it, and they learn about it when they're young, when they try to bring their dead mother back to life, and after that they always live by it like a code. Kind of like, it reminds me of Spider-Man when Peter Parker, he doesn't stop the criminal, and the criminal ends up killing his Uncle Ben. Spoiler alert, sorry if you didn't know that already, but his Uncle Ben told him with great power comes great responsibility, and it's kind of like that, like the code of honor, and you always live by it after you learn from your mistakes, and I love that. That's my favorite part of the anime, I think. So I definitely recommend this anime to anybody who hasn't seen it yet, and if you've already seen it, you should go watch it again. I'm sure you'll enjoy it just as much or even more so than you did when you first saw it. There's a movie sequel that starts up about 2 years after the end of the series, so if you want to finish off the story, see what happens after the anime series ends, you should definitely check out the movie. And if you didn't know already, the series doesn't actually follow the manga completely. About halfway through, it cuts off and does its own thing because the manga actually wasn't finished at the time. So if you're one of those people that would rather enjoy the manga story and you haven't read the manga, you should go read it. And if you've already read it and didn't already know, there's another anime series for Fullmetal Alchemist called Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which follows the manga story more, and yeah, you should check it out too. I think it's just as good or even better than this series. It has more episodes, different characters, different settings, different storylines, and yeah, a lot of the enemies are different. So if you're looking for more Fullmetal Alchemist and you didn't get enough with this one, you should definitely check out that one as well. It even has a movie as well, so there's that. Also, if you prefer to watch subs over dubs, I think you wouldn't mind watching the English voices for this. I personally would rather watch anime shows with the original Japanese voices, but sometimes I tend to watch shows that I've already seen with English voices, and I personally think that Fullmetal Alchemist has a pretty good cast of voice actors, so if you're into that thing, I don't think you would mind watching with English voices. So yeah, that was my quick review of Fullmetal Alchemist. I hope it wasn't too bad. I haven't actually seen the anime in about 6 to 8 years, but if my love for it is any indication of just how amazing and memorable it is, I think you should definitely check it out. I love the idea of Anime Club for SourceFedNERD. I think it's amazing. I think it'll get some people watching anime who would usually not even think of checking it out. I can't wait to see the shows that'll be featured in the next few weeks, and hopefully I'll be able to contribute to them. So I just like to thank those that actually watched this review, and yeah, I will see you next week. Bye.